Hello, we meet again. The news broadcast daily and following today's highlights.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng meets with Hanoi's voters to gather opinions for the upcoming session of the 13th National Assembly. A meeting reviews the search and repatriation of remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts killed in Laos and Cambodia during wartime. Vietnam is keen to forge a closer relationship with Bulgaria in finance and economics.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng met with voters from Hanoi's inner district of Ba Dinh on October 16th. He gathered recommendations for the fourth sessions of the 13th National Assembly.
Voters showed their delight at recent changes in the National Assembly's activities, highlighting discussions of pressing social issues and open question and answer sections. They, however, asked for bettering the supervision over the implementation of National Assembly resolutions and national policies on state-owned enterprises, land use, and financial and banking activities. The voters welcomed the results of the freshly ended sixth meeting of the Party Central Committee, as well as criticism and self-criticism drive. But they said a lot of work need to be stringently addressed in the future to make the party stronger and healthier. Party General Secretary Trọng praised the support and constructive comments of voters as a great source of encouragement and a firm mainstay for each National Assembly deputy, civil servant and party member to fulfill their tasks. He also shared with them how to promote democracy, heighten the party's leadership and renew its leading mode to operate more efficiently. Trọng assured the voters that the lawmaking body will continue renovating its overall operation to guarantee trust and aspiration of voters nationwide.
At the 7th meeting of the Central Steering Committee for Judicial Reform in Hanoi on October 16th, President Trương Tấn Sang emphasized the importance of judicial training reforms and the key role played by the major law universities in this task.
The committee's members suggested mobilizing sources in both Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City law universities so they can succeed in training well-qualified judicial officers for state agencies. They also proposed adjusting goals, measures, training skills, teaching staff, content and methodology in the reform process of training officials in these sectors. Regarding the draft report submitted to the Political Bureau on allocating the training and recruitment tasks for judicial and legal officers, the members stressed the necessity to specifically assess the Judicial Institute's training activities for judges, procurators and lawyers. Addressing the meeting, Sang, who is also head of the committee, highlighted the importance of raising the quality of Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City Law University's training activities with regard to international law. He also asked the two universities to update their teaching content, re-evaluate the quality of students, and gauge the demands of judicial agencies to build suitable development strategies.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng got pledge for continuous, closer cooperation from Cambodia and Laos in the search and repatriation of remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts died in the two countries during wartime. He received Cambodian and Lao officials to the meeting reviewing the repatriation in Hanoi on October 16.
Meeting with Cambodian Standing Deputy Prime Minister Man Som An, Prime Minister Dũng appreciated the Cambodian government and people's effective assistance and cooperation in the work. As many as 15,000 sets of remains of fallen Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts in Cambodia have been brought home. Dũng said Vietnam always bears in mind Cambodia's effective help and affirmed that the country will try its best together with Cambodia to develop bilateral ties extensively and effectively. Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister Man Som-an stated that her country always pays the firmest attention to and will work closely with Vietnam to search for around 5,000 sets of remains of Vietnamese soldiers which are still scattered in Cambodia. Receiving Lao Deputy Defense Minister Chan Samon Chanyalat, Prime Minister Dung expressed his hopes for Laos' continuous cooperation in searching and repatriating over 1,000 remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts believed to still stay in Laos. The Lao official affirmed that Laos will do its utmost in the work to realize aspirations of the families of fallen Vietnamese volunteer soldiers.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen Thiện Nhân on October 16 chaired a meeting to review the repatriation of remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts killed in Laos and Cambodia during wartime.
Deputy Prime Minister Nguyen spoke highly of the outcomes of the search and repatriation of remains of Vietnamese volunteers and experts died in Laos and Cambodia by relevant Vietnamese, Lao and Cambodian agencies over the past time. The search and repatriation of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers killed during wartime in Laos and Cambodia will continue to be a political task and a key work of localities in the socio-economic development causes. Relevant agencies and localities need to press ahead with the implementation of the agreements on the work side with Laos and Cambodia in the coming time and coordinate with Lao and Cambodian counterparts to ensure the best outcomes of repatriation. According to the General Department of Politics at the Vietnam People's Army, 30,538 sets of remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and experts have been repatriated since 1994. The name and birthplace of 2,841 sets of remains, including 1,580 from Laos and 1,261 from Cambodia, have been identified. It is estimated that the remains of over 1,000 Vietnamese volunteer soldiers are still scattered across Laos and 5,000 in Cambodia. Relevant agencies are determined to scout and bring home 1,000 sets of remains in Laos and 3,000 remains in Cambodia by 2015.
Vietnam is keen to forge a closer relationship with Bulgaria in the fields of finance and economics. Minister of Finance VNA stated this at a meeting with his Bulgarian counterpart Simeon Dyankov in Hanoi on October 17.
During the meeting, the two ministers discussed the macroeconomic situation in both countries and plans for closer links between the two ministries in the future. He praised the Bulgarian government and people for supporting Vietnam over the years and congratulated Dyankov for the achievements Bulgaria has made by maintaining its economic growth and curbing inflation. He said that he hopes the Bulgarian and Vietnamese financial sectors will facilitate economic and trade cooperation between the business communities in both countries. Dyankov, who is also Bulgarian's Deputy Prime Minister, confirmed that Bulgaria will create the right conditions for more cooperation in economics, trade and investment between the two countries.
Delegates of women agencies from 10 ASEAN member states have discussed women's role in environmental protection at the 11th meeting of the ASEAN Committee on Women in the capital city, Vientiane.
During the two-day meeting opened on October 16th, representatives reviewed the implementation of the Action Plan of ASEAN Women in the 2011-2015 period. They also reviewed the action plan of realizing the ASEAN socio-economic community relating to women and the implementation of tasks approved at the 10th meeting of the committee in Indonesia in 2011. The delegates reported on women-related activities in their respective countries and discussed the committee's action plan in 2011-2015 regarding environmental matters, narrowing gap on gender inequality, promoting women's role in leadership, and other issues for women's advancement. The outcomes of the meeting will be submitted to the 4th meeting of the ASEAN Committee on Women +3 and the 1st ASEAN Ministers meeting on women.
Hanoi police are cracking down on motor tricycles without licenses and fake wounded social logos as part of efforts to ensure traffic law observance by road users.
They say that hundreds of the vehicles on the roads are driven by men who are too young to have fought in any war and deserve no special consideration. The tricycles are often used to transport oversized goods that defy road laws. Police have threatened to seize the vehicles if the drivers persist in breaking laws. Police have also punished 436 taxi drivers for breaking road laws. They collected 217 million Vietnamese dong, about $10,000, seized 11 taxis and revoked 158 driving licenses.
And this is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.